What if the life you're living right now is not actually your life? What if your habits, your fears, your procrastination, your self-doubt, your emotional reactions are not who you are? What if they are simply programs? Programs running silently in the background of your mind. Programs installed years ago by failure, by rejection, by disappointment, by fear, by other people's opinions. And every morning, without realizing it, you wake up and press play. The same thoughts, the same emotions, the same excuses, the same version of yourself, day after day, year after year, until one day you look in the mirror and wonder, how did I become this person? The frightening truth is that most people never ask that question. They simply continue living the script they never consciously wrote. But today, you are here because something inside you knows there must be more. Something inside you is tired of repeating the same mistakes, tired of making promises you don't keep, tired of watching life pass by while potential slowly turns into regret. And that realization changes everything. Because the moment you become aware of the program, you become capable of rewriting it. Your brain is not a prison. It is a machine of adaptation, a living, changing, evolving system. Every thought strengthens a pathway. Every action reinforces an identity. Every repeated behavior becomes a vote for the person you are becoming. The question is not whether your brain is being programmed. The question is, who is doing the programming? You or the world around you? Think about it. How many beliefs inside your head are actually yours? How many fears were inherited? How many limitations were borrowed? How many dreams were abandoned because someone convinced you they were unrealistic? Most people spend their entire lives protecting a version of themselves they never consciously chose. And because they never challenge that identity, they remain trapped inside it. A person who believes they are lazy will find evidence for laziness. A person who believes they are unlucky will find proof of bad luck. A person who believes they are incapable will constantly notice failure. The brain is not designed to find truth. It is designed to find consistency. It searches for evidence that confirms what it already believes, which means your reality often becomes a reflection of your deepest assumptions. Not because those assumptions are true, but because your mind keeps proving them true. And that is where transformation begins. Not with motivation, not with discipline, not with some magical morning routine. Transformation begins when you realize that your identity is negotiable. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your worst moment. You are not the labels that were placed upon you. You are not the voice inside your head that says you cannot change. That voice is not wisdom. It is memory. The echo of yesterday trying to control tomorrow. And if you want a different future, you must stop obeying yesterday. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with stones. Every stone represents a failure, a betrayal, a humiliation, a heartbreak, a disappointment. You carry it for so long that the weight begins to feel normal. You forget what it feels like to walk freely. Then one day someone asks why you're carrying it, and your answer is simple. Because it's mine. But what if it never was? What if you've spent years carrying emotional weight that no longer serves any purpose? What if your suffering has become familiar, and familiarity has become comfort? Human beings often cling to pain because pain is predictable. Growth is uncertain, and uncertainty terrifies the brain. The old version of you may be miserable, but at least it is familiar. The new version of you is unknown. And the unknown demands courage. That is why change feels uncomfortable. Not because you are failing, but because your brain is being introduced to a new reality. Every time you wake up early when you want to sleep, you are reprogramming. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you are reprogramming. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you are reprogramming. Every time you refuse to surrender to fear, you are reprogramming. The process is invisible at first. Nothing dramatic happens. No fireworks. No cinematic breakthrough. Just small decisions, repeated daily. But those small decisions are quietly altering neural pathways, quietly reshaping identity, quietly creating a future that once seemed impossible. The problem is that most people quit before the evidence appears. They plant seeds and then dig them up every few days to see if they're growing. They expect transformation to be immediate, but real transformation is hidden. The roots grow before the tree appears. For days, sometimes weeks, it feels like nothing is happening. And then suddenly, everything changes. Not because change happened overnight, but because invisible progress finally became visible. This is why the first 30 days matter so much. Not because 30 days magically transforms your life, but because 30 days can transform your direction. And direction is more important than speed. A ship that changes course by only a few degrees eventually reaches an entirely different continent. Likewise, a person who changes their habits by only a few degrees eventually becomes an entirely different human being. The tragedy is not becoming someone else. The tragedy is never becoming who you were capable of being. Imagine meeting yourself 10 years from now. Not the version shaped by excuses. Not the version shaped by fear. The version shaped by courage, discipline, consistency, growth. Imagine looking into the eyes of that future self. What would they tell you? Would they thank you for starting? Or would they ask why you waited so long? Because every day you postpone change, you are still making a decision. Indecision is a decision. Delay is a decision. Avoidance is a decision. Life does not pause while you figure things out. Time keeps moving. The calendar keeps turning. The years keep passing. And whether you consciously design your future or not, a future is being created. The greatest risk is not failure. The greatest risk is drifting. Drifting through years without intention. Drifting through opportunities without courage. Drifting through life without ever discovering your true capacity. One day your life will become a story. The question is, will it be a story of excuses or a story of transformation? Because transformation is available to anyone willing to pay the price. Not the price of perfection, the price of consistency, the price of showing up when motivation disappears, the price of choosing your future self over your present comfort, the price of becoming responsible for the person staring back at you in the mirror. And perhaps that is the deepest truth of all. You do not become extraordinary by waiting for inspiration. You become extraordinary by repeatedly acting like the person you wish to become. Eventually, the act becomes reality. The repetition becomes identity. The habit becomes character. And the character becomes destiny. 30 days from now, you will arrive somewhere. The question is where? Will you arrive stronger, wiser, more disciplined, more confident, more alive? Or will you arrive exactly where you are today? The choice begins now, not tomorrow, not next Monday, not when circumstances improve. Now, because every great transformation starts with a single decision. A decision to stop being controlled by the old program. A decision to stop surrendering to old fears. A decision to stop repeating the same story and start writing a new one. So if this message spoke to something deep inside you, if part of you knows it is time to become more than you've been, then make today the day you begin. Commit to the next 30 days. Show up. Stay consistent. Trust the process. And remember, you are not reprogramming your brain to become someone else. You are reprogramming it to become who you were always meant to be. If you believe that, comment below. Day 1 starts today. If this video inspired you, hit the like button so more people can discover it. Subscribe for more powerful journeys into self-mastery, discipline, resilience, and personal transformation. And most importantly, keep going, because the future version of you is waiting. And every decision you make from this moment forward is either bringing that person closer or pushing them further away.